Good afternoon. Please take a seat and make yourself comfortable. I'm here to listen, so take your time and tell me what's been on your mind lately. Thank you, doctor. I appreciate that. Well, the truth is, I've been feeling really stressed and overwhelmed. My wife and I have been married for 10 years, but lately it feels like we're fighting all the time. It's about everything, our families, our different traditions, how we want to spend our money, and even what we want for our future. It seems like we can't agree on anything anymore, and it's tearing us apart. I love her, but I'm starting to feel like we're drifting farther and farther apart. And I don't know what to do. I need help. It sounds like you're going through a very difficult time, and it's understandable to feel overwhelmed when there are so many issues causing tension in your relationship. 10 years is a long time, and it's natural for couples to face challenges along the way. Can you tell me a bit more about the specific things you've been arguing about? For example, how are your families and traditions playing a role in your conflicts? Yes, well, that's one of the big problems. My family and her family come from very different backgrounds. My family has certain expectations, especially about how we should celebrate holidays and spend time together. They're very traditional and they expect us to follow the same customs that I grew up with. On the other hand, my wife's family is more relaxed about traditions and they do things differently. Every time a holiday comes around, we argue about whose family's traditions we should follow. It's gotten to the point where we both feel like we're being pulled in different directions and neither of us is happy. I see. It must be challenging to balance these different expectations, especially when they are tied to deeply held beliefs and values. Have you and your wife tried to find a compromise or a way to blend your traditions so that both families feel respected? Well, we've tried, but it's easier said than done. Every time we try to compromise, it feels like one of us is giving up something important. And then there's the issue of money. We have different ideas about how we should be spending and saving. I'm more cautious and like to plan for the future, while she believes in enjoying life now and not worrying too much about what's down the road. This difference in mindset has led to a lot of arguments about big decisions like buying a new car or going on vacation. For example, it feels like we're on completely different pages and every discussion turns into a fight. Money can be a very sensitive topic in any relationship, and it's common for couples to have different approaches to financial matters. It's important that both of you feel heard and respected in these conversations, but it sounds like the communication is breaking down. Tell me, how do you usually handle these arguments when they arise? What happens after a disagreement? It's important to have this information. Honestly, it's not good. After we argue, we usually end up giving each other the silent treatment for a few days. It's like we're both waiting for the other person to apologize or give in, but that rarely happens. Sometimes I try to make peace by doing something nice for her, like cooking dinner or buying her flowers. But it doesn't really solve the problem. That's the truth. We just move on until the next argument, and then it starts all over again, one more time. I'm starting to feel like we're stuck in a cycle, and I don't know how to break it. It sounds like the two of you are caught in a difficult cycle and it's affecting your relationship. I'd like to try an exercise with you that might help bring some clarity. Let's take a moment, and I want you to imagine two different scenarios. In the first scenario, imagine your life without your wife. Picture what your daily routine would be like, how you would feel, and what your future might look like. Okay, I'm imagining it. I'm waking up alone, coming home to an empty house, and there's no one to talk to or share my day with. The house feels cold and quiet. I go to family gatherings alone, and it's awkward without her there. I miss our conversations. Even though we argue sometimes, I miss her smile, her laugh, and the way she supports me. When I'm feeling down, I feel lonely, and everything seems a little less bright without her. I never realized how much she fills my life with joy until I imagined her not being there. Thank you for sharing that. Now, let's imagine the second scenario. Picture your life with your wife, but this time, imagine you're both found a way to work through your disagreements. You found a balance between your different family traditions and you figured out how to manage your finances in a way that works for both of you. Think about what that life could be like. In this scenario, I see us laughing together, sharing meals, and enjoying each other's company. We've found a way to celebrate holidays that honors both of our families, and it makes us feel connected to each other. When it comes to money, we've learned to talk things through calmly, and we're making decisions together that benefit us both. We're planning for the future, but we're also making time to enjoy the present. I see us as a team supporting each other. and growing together. There are still challenges, but we're facing them together, and that makes us stronger. That's what I see in this scenario. That's a beautiful vision. It's clear that you love your wife and that you value the life you've built together. The fact that you can imagine a positive future with her shows that your relationship still has a lot of potential. Every couple goes through tough times, and disagreements are a natural part of any relationship. What's important is how you handle those disagreements and whether you're both willing to work together to find solutions. Love isn't just about the good times, you know, it's also about the sticking together through the challenges. Remember, fighting doesn't mean your relationship is failing. It's how you communicate and work through those fights that determines the strength of your bond. I see what you mean. I do love her, and I want us to be happy together. Maybe we just need to communicate better and be more patient with each other. I'm willing to try, and I think she could be too if we approach things differently. That's a great start. Remember, relationships require effort from both sides, but with love, understanding, and a willingness to compromise, you can overcome these challenges. It's not about who wins the argument, it's about finding common ground and moving forward together. I believe you both have the strength to do that. Sometimes it's the small steps and the willingness to listen that make the biggest difference. Thank you, doctor. I feel a lot better and I'm ready to work on this. I think we can make it through this raw patch and come out stronger on the other side. I hope you liked this conversation. If you could improve your English a little more, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend. And if you want to support this channel, you can join us or click on the super thanks button. Thank you very much for your support. Take care.